What's going on, guys, and welcome back to the channel. We've got Lauren here with us today, and we're going to show you guys a video of her running the twin turbo car for the first time. She was able to make 2 passes at the Run What You Brung event last weekend, and that was with basically boost setting 2. I think I had you on, which is about 750 to, I don't know, 800 wheel horsepower, something like that. Last time you raced the car with like what?
Cold air intake and a tune.
Yeah, it was like 620 horsepower, maybe something like that, maybe a little less.
Yeah.
And she was able to run a 10.8 at 131. Obviously, the car's a little different now, a little faster, and she drove it here and there, I think, around the neighborhood and in town and everything, but she never drove it on the track.
Here and there. 16 hours to and from Florida.
That's right, she did. She did drive it to Florida and back.
And Kentucky. Anyways.
So we're gonna show you her first pass here in a second, but she was really nervous. You were like really nervous to drive this car down the track. I guess you were saying I was like freaking you out though.
Yeah, because like I said, I've been so used to driving that car to and from Kentucky for what, 2 years now? Drove it to Florida for 16 hours to and from, so I'm so comfortable with that car. And Nick is over here saying, oh, it runs different. Like you, Lauren, you have no idea. It didn't run any different. It was faster, obviously. Like at first, like when I put it to the floor, I was like, oh, okay, this is fine. This is fine. And then at top end, I was like, oh. Yeah. Oh. I'm going really fast right now. So
yeah, the difference being supercharger and turbo. Supercharger hits immediately and then it rides it out, and the turbo will then, once the turbo is full.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, that's where the fun begins. Now, you hadn't raced the car in how long?
Last time I raced it was April of 2018.
Yeah, so over a year. So she hadn't been behind the wheel of the car on the track for a while. So I kind of had to give it like a little refresh. She had the burnout fine and everything. Now there's some boost settings you can play with, and for the burnout, put in boost setting 1 because it's a lot easier to do burnout. It's a little bit easier to control. So after that, I had to kind of change it and switch it up because I didn't want her to accidentally go into like boost setting 4, which is like, you know, all the boost as of now. I was able to run at 9.5 at 151 earlier that day, so I didn't want her getting behind the wheel with that kind of power just because she wasn't used to it yet. So we put her in boost setting 2, and here is that video of her first pass.
Push the red arrow again and go to setting 2. Say 2?
Wait, I changed something to 13.
What?
I pressed scramble and it went up to 13.
Press it one more time. Okay.
Good?
Launch it like you did last time.
What do you mean?
Foot brake it and then hit the throttle.
Okay, I think.
Either one. Higher than him in boost setting 2. So yeah, Lauren just raced a twin turbo for the first time with twins on it, but she ran a freaking 10.4 at 143. So the car is really back halving like crazy, even in a low boost setting. And she didn't use the 2-step, so it didn't leave with any boost, which was really cool. So it's definitely running well. Now Andrew got out of the hole, obviously, because he's got a supercharger, but she trapped higher than him. mile an hour faster.
I know. I can't even tell. Did I let off? I didn't. I thought I did.
143 mile an hour, you didn't let off.
All right, so what did you think of the first pass? Now, you said you didn't get into it like immediately, like...
No, I went into it. The first pass I went into it because I didn't know what to expect.
Right.
So I was like, okay, let me just give it like 85% and see what it feels like. And even at 85%, I was just like, oh my gosh. But then, of course, when I was done, I was just like, what the hell?
Well, when you launched the car, you went into it soft, and then you were all the way in it the whole way down, right?
Yep.
Okay. If you would just put it to the floor right off the line, it wouldn't launch hard because the turbos have to build boost, and then once the turbo is full, obviously it takes off. So when I launch the car, I launch it with the two-step. I'm on the foot brake. Basically how it works is with a two-step button. You hold that in, it activates the two-step. I put the brake all the way to the floor and hold the car planted, and then I put the gas pedal all the way to the floor, and the car will stay. Right now it's 2200 RPM is the highest we've set it right now. I think honestly that's the highest it can go because of the converter, but that was a lot to explain to her in the staging lanes, or even that day, just to test it out. So I didn't even have her use the two-step. So basically she just left off idle. I mean, you wouldn't really rev the car up a little bit, you just kind of like hit the gas. So she left off idle, and she ran a 10.4 at 140, what was it, 143?
I think,
yeah, which was crazy. I wanted to bump it up. I wanted to get her into the 9s.
I wanted to get into the 9s too.
And she,
But, let me tell them.
Okay, what?
So no, I wanted to get into the 9s too, but I wanted to get used to boost setting too at 100% as opposed to 85%, which is
instead of kicking it up another boost setting.
Yeah, so second pass.
So we kept her at setting 2, and this time you launched harder.
I did, yeah, because at that point I was like, okay, I know what to expect. I'm giving it 110%.
But you got a good reaction time, 0.1 reaction time as well.
Yeah.
And raced Andrew for the second time again.
That one was a good race.
Yeah, unfortunately we didn't get footage of Lauren's second pass because Lauren, during the shutdown, put the window down and the GoPro fell off, and then we didn't know it wasn't there the second time.
I got so hot. I got so hot, I was like, I forgot the camera was even there. And if anybody wants to give me shit for wearing a tank top, I don't want to hear it. I was wearing pants and sneakers and a helmet. If I'm gonna die, then that's how I'm gonna die. If you give me shit for it, I'm gonna cuss you out.
So what do you guys think about that run?
So much
That
better.
close. That close.
Coming for you.
So you ran a 10.1 at 146 that time,
So close.
which was wild. I mean, that's
So close.
146 miles an hour is moving. What do you feel like at the end of the track?
I seriously felt that I was taking off into space.
Take it off into space,
Yeah, I was like, oh my gosh, if I turn this wheel even the slightest, like I'll go into the water.
Yeah, don't do that. So,
I could have sworn I got like a 9.9.
I mean, you were 10.1. I mean, like
I could taste it.
if you'd have launched off the two-step, it'd have been a 9-second pass all day.
Yeah.
But it was just too much. I think too much to teach you at that point in time. Not saying you can't do it next time.
No, I know
For sure.
that. I know that. Yeah, it's just like you can't like tell me as I'm rolling into the staging lanes like how to do it.
Yeah. So
I missed it. I really did miss it.
maybe next time we'll put you in high boost.
Camaro
Without
boost?
the two-step, you'll get a 9-second pass easily there too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really want a 9. I just 9.9.
Yeah,
Then
but
then
you went 146 miles an hour. We're saying people get into the 9s and they're in the 130s, like mid 130s, and they're in the 9s. I mean, you're doing
doable.
over 10 miles an hour more than most people will do.
You should just have me race it first. Like, I guarantee if you would have let me race it first, which he raced it first just to make sure everything was okay, obviously, which is good. But
I ended up getting the fastest pass with that car too.
I know.
The prep was kind of not there, only because we had a lot of street tire cars running on the track, so they were tearing up the prep, and it's really hard to keep up on that. So the track did what they could, but that car does well in even bad prep. You know what I mean? Because it doesn't launch hard, so it's really good. It does really well. It stays straight. I mean, you didn't have any problem. Do you feel yourself getting loose?
No, not at all. Not at all.
Yeah.
That's why I wasn't sure like what people were saying about like the bad prep, but like you said, it doesn't launch hard. Yeah, it was fine to me. Hashtag get Lauren into the 9s.
So yeah, so you had a good time. You raced the car, successful, 2 passes. So we're taking the cars, both of them, to Camaro Fest. July 10th through the 15th is when we'll be there. The event is July 12th and 13th. I believe it's a Friday and Saturday that weekend.
Bet.
So we'll both be there with both cars. Lauren's going to drive the twin turbo down. I will trailer the Freedom Rocket down.
Bet. Big bet.
So what are we betting on?
He doesn't understand it, guys. I know you guys all do.
What? I don't understand what.
Bet? So like you're like, yeah, we're gonna be at Camaro Fest, and I'm like, bet on it, like we're gonna be there.
Yeah, we are gonna be there. We don't need to place bets. Y'all gonna lose the bets because we're definitely gonna be there.
Oh my god, he's so lame. He's like,
no.
Lame dad over here.
So Camaro Fest, see you guys there. Definitely be there. We'll be hanging out. It'll be a good time. If you guys have not ever come to a Camaro Fest and you like Camaros, you definitely need to come because you will not see more Camaros anywhere. This is a 2-day event. They got drag racing, they got autocross, they had a car show, we got vendors there for various companies. Magnuson will be there, so I might be hanging out with Magnuson with the Freedom Rocket. Yeah, so let us know below in the comments what you thought about Lauren behind the wheel. Again,
You guys loved it.
ripping it.
I know it.
She did a good job. I'm very proud of her.
Thanks.
I am
Thanks,
very
babe.
proud of you.
Thanks.
So if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you give it a big thumbs up, especially for Lauren for racing the car. Be sure to hit that subscribe button if you're watching me for the first time, and have a great day.
Yeah.